Alright, we're back with more of the Geneforge 2 Infestation. We got into a bit of trouble there with the spine cores. I managed. Yeah. The ravine ahead reeks of rot. The ground is tainted and bones are everywhere. The valley is deep and heavy with shadows, though it provides some shelter from the cold winds above. You suspect that whatever lurks ahead is the reason there are so many guards in this remote farmland. Heck, pit of misfits? Okay, the recovery ability is annoying. Make sure it keeps taking damage here. I don't like that it can recover while being stunned, though. Oh, hell no. Why'd you miss? What the heck? It freaking recovered that fast? Kill this freaking thing. Good lord. How do you recover that freaking fast? Kill these freaking iron cores. Good lord. Oh my gosh, really? Kill these freaking spine cores. Good lord. Yeah, in my opinion, the spine core shouldn't be able to keep recovering like that. You should be able to destroy them, like, a little bit more quicker than this, because recovery is, like, annoying. Okay, yeah, I just need to speed this up here. Yeah, the hasting is not helping either. So, you get up closer. Get up close. I don't care if you're hasted. Get me up closer, fool. First, let me... I need to be able to be hasted here. Get out of here with that freaking healing and all that. I hate that they recover so much. I don't like that these things are able to recover so often. Get their health back like immediately. Come on, kill the stupid thing already. But then again, it kind of makes sense. I mean, they are kind of like plants. Like never-ending, constantly growing plants that like infest everywhere. Kind of fits in a way. Well, let me definitely take that, because I feel like that's going to help. Alright, chain lightning definitely helps there. Out here. That was so painful. Honestly, that was definitely painful. All that work just to kill the... Okay, whatever. At least I got a new quest done. I should be leveling up here soon anyway. Probably the closest I get to helping the takers is doing this mission, but I take my chances. I killed those 3 spine cores for you. Ignora is pleased and surprised. She did not expect to get help from a Shaper. Thank you. After all your people have done to us, it is nice to receive kindness. You should be rewarded. I have no wealth, though. Get Ista to reward you. She was supposed to fix this problem in the first place. Oh, and I'll make sure everyone hears how you were helping the takers. That's not really reassuring, but where is Ista at? I know that's a Drake, but... I took care of the spine cores. Ignor says that you would reward me. Did she? That seems like her. Though I suppose you did us a favor by solving this problem. I suppose I will give you the supplies to pay the debt she incurred. Ista leaves for a minute. When she returns, she holds the wand carefully between her teeth. She gives it to you. This settles the debt. It's close we're going to get to a corrupting baton. Okay. I really want to boost this up, but it's a waste points of this fate. So yeah, I could boost that up. Wait, hold on. Quick save here real quick. I want to see something. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see how much, still not enough to carry the, carry a shield, though. Okay, we'll boost that up. And I'm going to have 3 skill points left over, but that's okay. Should be fine for the next level up. So yeah, I hate to reject, like, good swords and stuff like that, but it would be much cheaper if I was a Guardian anyway. Yeah, it would be a lot more cheaper if I was a Guardian. So, yeah. As an agent, your weapon skills are good, but a guardian will definitely have the best weapon skills, and it'll be cheaper for them to get, so I'm just going to save my points here. Alright, let's see what this Pit of Misfits is, though. You have entered a narrow, twisting labyrinth of ravines in these barren mountains. The stone walls give you some shelter from the harsh, icy wind scouring from stone above. The century clearing contains some of the loot of a band of successful and bloodthirsty bandits. The leavings of their stolen goods are scattered everywhere, and the skulls of their fallen foes, survival, human, and creation, are stacked in the shadowy corners of the cave. The tracks on the floor were left by a hodgepodge of different species. Some marks are from reptilian claws, others from survivals or battle alphas. It's quite a mix. There are lots of creations in the tunnels ahead, dangerous rogues and inutile survivals all waiting not far ahead. Some of them may be skilled with magic. It looks like the entry passages are protected by magic circles. Can I get another Venom Baton so I can equip it on? The moment you step on the rune, there is a loud screeching noise. It only lasts for a few seconds, but that's enough time for it to echo to every corner of these caves. Okay, well, they're unnamed, so... You know what, I'm tempted to just skip this part, honestly. It doesn't seem like relevant. First, let me try to... Yeah, let me just reload here. Oh, maybe that's what the Western Pass was protecting me from, honestly. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore that for now. Yeah, let's go do a Rixie's rescue here. This was a trading post once. Now the wagons and scales sit abandoned. A few piles of supplies are still out here, ready to be taken into town. Caravans of merchants have stopped coming. Between the warfare, before the warfare between the various sects began, towns in these mountains constantly traded with each other. Now warfare is keeping the merchants hiding in their towns as every settlement slowly declines. Hermit Crossroads. You might meet one of the survival guards at the east gate of Zas-Us. He watches silently as you approach. He keeps his face devoid of emotion. Only a dagger hangs at his side, pretty light weaponry for a guard. He sizes you up, convincing himself you aren't immediately hostile. Then he says, "I am Bayer. You're one of the defenders of the city?" "I am. I am a guard. I deal with threats and prisoners." "What threats does Zos Oos face. Shapers, mostly. We must be ready for you when you Shapers come to slay us. His face remains emotionless as he speaks, but the Awakened also wish us harm. Where do you keep your prisoners? We have a place. You're going to defend your city with a dagger? Bayer shakes his head. My knife is for eating. My true weapon is within me. I have trained in the secrets of focus. I can call power forth when needed. Where are the secrets of focus? Some survivals can channel powers of total focus to master magic. It is a way of magic Shapers left to us. Drakes can shape, survivals cannot. Happily, I am one of the few not driven mad by this path. Bayer points to the northeast. Up there is a cult of survivals driven mad by their focus. They will kill any human who approaches them. That is a warning. Where did you learn to focus? In the cult, before it was lost to madness. Soon I will start my own school and pass on to loyal takers the powers I was blessed with. Bayer watches you silently. He is surprisingly good at controlling his face and emotions. His expressions don't give away a single thought. His control is amazing for a survival. You notice that he is very thin. They don't have a lot to eat up here. Tell me about Zos Oos. It is our home, home of the takers, home of those who would take our freedom from your kind. By order of Cyros, we are letting you in. If you commit no crime, we will not have to slay you. Why am I being let in? I have no interest in knowing. That is the business of Cyros. Bayer thinks for a moment. Then he says, I allow myself a moment of curiosity. We takers wish freedom and the right to rule ourselves. Put aside for a moment that we feel war with the Shapers is the only way to achieve it. What do you think of the goal itself? Creations only exist because of the Shapers. In return for your lives, you owe us your obedience. Bayer reveals no emotions in response to this. I see. A self-serving response designed to avoid having to change. I hope Cyros is not wasting his efforts allowing you in. With the regular thorn batons. Give me a freaking venom one. So I can have, like, range I can use. Because I can't use the other missile weapons without spending way too much skill points. Shaft's waste. Kieran Stoff. This common human spends a lot of time traveling. There are baskets on the floor around his shop full of varied knickknacks scavenged in his travels. More precious objects he has found are on tables to the north and south. He is a nicely dressed middle-aged man. He doesn't like having a Shaper in his store, but he isn't lost to pure hatred either. He looks up at you and says, I am Kieran Stoff. I greet you. This is my shop. You have scavenged all these items? Yes, I travel as far as I safely can. Once I roamed all through these lands. Rumors led me to these mountains. Between battlefields and abandoned Shaper facilities, I found many artifacts for the good of the takers. Then I trade them here in my little shop. Where do you travel? Right now I go everywhere from here to Freegate. I am fast and stealthy. I don't take dumb risks. I range everywhere, even Barzite lands. Do the Shapers leave a lot behind? Shapers are rich. Your wealth is so great that you can throw away without a moment's thought things that to us are treasures. Sometimes finding the items takes digging, but there is still much to find. Found any records, perhaps of old Shaper experiments? All the records I found I passed on to Cyros, free of charge because he has been such a kind host. He keeps them in the main city. What do you think of the takers? They truly dislike the Shapers, as you have seen. However, they have been very respectful of common humans. They see us as having the same oppressor. I am taking a risk living here, but the equipment I can scavenge is so good. What will you do if there is a war? Leave, quickly. The people here are fascinating. I like them. I am a merchant, though. I have more lands to visit before I die. What sort of... Kieran stands silently, waiting to see what you have to say. Your gaze is constantly distracted by the wide range of trinkets crowding the tiny shop. He's done a lot of traveling. What sort of items do you need most? Food, sadly, the takers are hungry. They have always been hungry. I've heard much about it. No matter where they go, they always end up with the worst land. What I am sent to look for most is weaponry and healing items. The takers live a life of war and they can afford my wares. If you would like to help, I could trade with you. Something was being delivered to me and then lost. I can pay you for it. I'd rather not give the takers any weapons. Of course. Kieran looks disappointed. For some reason, he thought that you might help arm them. Hold on, to sell something. I'd like to trade with you. Kieran is willing to trade with you, but just barely. Kieran has gathered quite a variety of junk. Since you are not a taker, his prices are high. Where is a freaking venom baton now? God, now I regret getting rid of the venom batons I had, because it is not doing me any favor. I don't need anything else. If you need supplies, I'll still be there. Here, I hope. Because, yeah, it is not doing me any favors to have gotten rid of that when I can't wield the higher missile weapons without spending a lot of points. Circle the total focus. Humans are the enemy. Humans will die. Okay, let's avoid that section for now. Oh, they're friendly to me, okay. Alright, this one's hostile, though. Still have to find a Arixy somewhere, though. This old warn sign dates back to when the Shapers settled these lands. Remarkably, it is still legible. Incubation repository. This room contains 2 rows of large iron incubation tanks. Large, powerful, unpredictable creations can be made and stored inside them. Then they can grow and become stable and strong. They all show signs of recent use, but only 2 of the tanks, the southernmost pair, are closed. You don't know what is in them. However, the crushed survival worker on the floor makes you suspect that all is not well. You get close enough to the 2 southern vats to see that they are not sealed shut, but cracked slightly open. A trickle of nutrient solution leaks out. It is still damp. Before you have time to fully process this, the 2 panels fly open. The creations within scramble out quickly, pleased that their ambush has brought them food. These creations are ill-formed, their faces are twisted, and their heads are dented. Whatever the takers' shaping techniques are, they do not have a great success rate. Nope, not accepting that. Back to the crossroad. Like I said, we still need to find a Arixy. Why am I taking so much damage right? Can't be cured. Essence Flash. The odors of sweat, illness, and decay hang heavily in the air. They come from the buildings to the south. There are several posts and cages in the clearing between them, waiting for rogue creations and enemy prisoners. This is where Zos Oos keeps his criminals and captures foes. Taker justice is not kind. This might be where I find Arixy then. A Shaper is being held prisoner in this cell. His hands are shackled to a post. He is thin and bruised, and his hair is falling out. He's in miserable shape, and yet he is still proud. He sits up tall, a perfect example of Shaper calm and confidence. He looks up at you and says, I am Eodair. I welcome you to my humble home. How did the Takers capture you? I came to Dry Peak a few months ago. I was traveling on my own. I sensed something was wrong. I slipped into the higher mountains and discovered what a nest of vipers had made its home here. I explored as much as I could and came here. The Takers discovered and subdued me. The confidence and calm in his voice, considering the circumstances, is amazing. How did they bring you down? I had the bad luck of encountering a patrol led by a Drakon. I must admit, one of those beasts was a match for me. Is this the only prison the Takers have? Yes, though it is larger than it appears. They have underground cells. The entrance is near. Why were you investigating? Because these mountains are full of danger. Not just for you and I, but for everyone. The Shapers know one thing for sure. What happens if our powers are used without restraint? What will happen? Massive monsters wandering and slaying. Rapacious weeds infecting and destroying crops. New diseases. People driven mad by the weight of their own magical power. The leaders here must die. Forget the factions. Slay the rogues, Styros, Barzal, all the drakes in these lands. They must die. It is the only route open to the true Shaper and the way to win safety for the commons and creations in our care. Do you want me to set you free? Eodair stands up to you, as confident as he could be under the circumstances. He makes no move to ask you to help him. Do you want me to set you free? No, I have a goal here. Styros, leader of the Takers, is trying to break my will. He will not. I will not flee from a creation. I will not deal with one. And what will you do? I will stay and I will control him. I am a Shaper. Creations answer to me. One day my will is going to overcome Styros. He will submit to me. Then the problem here can be solved. I'll be going then. Goodbye. I will return to gathering my strength. The Takers will submit to the true will of a true Shaper in time. I am sure of it. I admire his confidence, but I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon. In the cell, you find a true treasure of the Takers, a Shaper prisoner. She is an agent, about 30 years of age, securely chained to a post. At least they gave her a nice wooden stool to sit on. Though she has been beaten and starved, she sits up straight and gives you a confident smile when you enter the cell. When she sees who you are, she abandons the brave front and slumps against the wall. Rescue at last. I was starting to give up. Thought I was forgotten here. I'm Agent Arixy, and you're Eve, right? Heard about you before I took this foolish trip into Taker lands. Alright, enough chatting. Let's get out of here. What are you doing in these mountains? Continuing a long investigation. I've been on this journey for a long time. Where did you come from? I was on a remote, barred place called Cecilia Island. All the madness you've been seeing, the rebel survivals, the uncontrolled shaping, the Drakens, that all started there. What is your investigation? I've been trying to figure out who these rebels are and what they are trying to do. I don't want to go to the Shaper Council until I knew more. Dumb mistake. How's the investigation been going? She shakes her chains. Oh, fantastic. Top marks. Wouldn't change anything if I could. Learned anything interesting? Yes, everything was far worse than I thought. I'm not making any more mistakes. I've learned my lesson. As soon as I leave here, I'm going to the Shaper Council. So let me go. Agent Arixy started looking patient. In case you didn't know, the Takers are mad. A bored Draken might bite my head off for fun at any moment. I need to escape. How were you trapped? I decided to spy on the Takers, who used to be disorganized and half-crazed. Then I fell victim to my arrogance. Arrogance? The Takers never seemed like much. On Cecilia Island, they were babbling fools. Thought they could beat the Shapers in a war. Thought that was impossible. Then I saw their Drakons. I thought I could spy on them and easily flee. Then I got a surprise. What was your surprise? Some of their patrols have a Draken with them. One of those massive beasts saw me. I gave it a merry chase, but it ran me down. Blasted me into a tree with its power. Knocked me out. I woke up here. How would you deal with the Drakens, knowing what you know now? With a real force, Shapers, agents, lots of guardians, a proper army. Make no mistake, the Takers are dangerous and the Shapers are lazy, arrogant, and unprepared. Ours is a lazy empire. We need to act, and act well. What do you need? Not much. I need you to break my chains, and you need to get me out into the wild. What is your plan? I still have my powers, and I'm prepared. Once I'm running, I can get home. The Shaper Council will learn. As a reward, I'll make sure to spread the word. All will know of your loyal deed. A kind word to our leaders will do a lot for you. Be ready for a fight and break my chains. Would you like me to free you? She raises her arms. I am ready. Break my chains. Be ready to run. Time to go. A single blow of your weapon breaks the chains. This frees Arixy. It also activates a magical trap. A loud chime sounds through the dungeon. Arixy shrugs. I expected that. She leaves the cell and grabs a blade from the racks outside. Come on, I'm running for it. If you don't help me get to the tree line, I'll be dead. We'll see about that. Oh man, did I make the whole area hostile now? Agent Arixy reaches the stairway out. She runs to the top and looks outside. Then she looks down to you. It's clear. I'm taking my chance. Off to civilization. Wish me luck. And then she is gone. Does this make the whole area hostile to us, or could we still be good to explore a bit? Okay, so nobody went hostile here. You find something very unusual in these lands, an actual human. She is common, middle-aged, and very thin. Her trade is working crystals. Her dress is covered with flecks of glittering stone, and her hands are covered with multi-hued dust. She stands warily, brushes off her hands, and shakes yours. I am Simon. This is my shop. Her voice is quiet and cold. I'm surprised to find a human here. Don't the takers hate you? Simon laughs. I am not surprised that you ask. No, the takers do not hate humans. The survivals hate shapers. They sympathize with regular humans. Why do they sympathize with regular humans? Because we are also denied knowledge by the shapers, held under your thumb, restricted by your laws, kept from our rightful power. We do not have it as bad as the creations, but in the end, our situation is the same. Simon makes small talk with you, though she is too nervous to look you in the eye. Sometimes she self-consciously tries in vain to brush the dust off her hands and dress. You work with crystals? I do. I shape stones of all sorts. I make the crystals, the dragons, using their shaping. I create wands, fashioning them from the enchanted materials that dragons and gazers create. The takers value me. They do not look down on a common the way the shapers would. How did you come here? I lived in Dry Peak once. A common Tarabi craftswoman of no importance. I had talent, but I could only make what the shapers would allow. I heard rumors. I snuck up here. I found a place that let me, at last, use my talents to follow my ambition. Can you make me any wands? Your attempt to convince her is unsuccessful. You are a shaper. Use your own powers. We cannot afford the supplies to help you. You could turn a profit. If I pay enough, wouldn't it be worth it to you to make me wands? Though she is not a creation, you are convincing enough to get her to listen to you. Alright, I could create some wands for you, but only for materials. First, you will need to learn what we need. What do you need to make a wand for me? First, I will need 10 fine mind crystals. Those are the key component. They are getting hard to find. Then I will either need saltweed, wiry moss, mandrake root, or infernal's bile. This ingredient determines what the wand does. Finally, of course, I will need a stick. Bring these raw materials, and I will, in return, fashion you a wand. I like a wand. Really? We have to get sticks? Like to trade with you? I am sorry, Shaper. All the work I create is given to Cyros and the defenders of Zas-Us. Or Zas-Us. I don't need anything else. I imagine you're leaving then. Good day. Materials for you. Simon takes the materials and leaves, no doubt to have them sent to be processed. A few minutes later, she returns with the wand already made. There, use it well. You suspect that it took less materials to make the wand than what you provided. The deal you have, no doubt, benefits the takers. Okay. At least we have a way to make wands then. Okay, I'm not worried about going to this section though. In the meantime, we rescued Arixy, so go back to the Loyalist encampment. I think that's who gave me it. Honestly, if that's all I need this stuff for, then I'll just go ahead and sell it. I hoard all these wands and don't even, like, use them that much anyway. I'll keep those in my inventory unless there's somebody else who can give me, like, a better offer than that. How do I get the anvil, though? I don't even know. I rescued Agent Arixy, and, despite her sickly state, she returned here before you. Remarkable woman. We are tending her back to health, and she is already itching to go out and cause trouble. On her way out, she just happened to steal this. He removes a glittering wand from a pack and hands it to you. Wish I was keeping this. Seems like quite an unusual wand. Still, you've shown you'll make the best use of it. Good luck. Best of luck. Crystal Storm Wand. Ooh. This wand calls the force of the storm. Enemies near your target have a chance of taking bonus magic damage. Using it doesn't use action points, but once used, you will have to kill 20 foes to recharge it. Oh, okay. That is very, very handy. I like that. So yeah, Agent Arixy was definitely worth rescuing. Okay, so we got more stuff here. Essence Lances. Dominate. Agent Arixy was safely able to return to this refuge. She is sitting by the fire sipping tea. You speak with her briefly. She hasn't learned anything of value since you last saw her. She's recuperating as fast as she can so that she can return to Taker Lanes and cause more trouble. You can't help but admire her stubborn determination. Okay. Cool, cool. Expected crossroad. You walk down a dusty gravel road. This path was recently created and the relentless wind is already covering it up. The land supports a young forest of evergreen trees, though close inspection reveals they are all sickly. Even the arts of the Shapers can't make plants that thrive up here. There have been recent battles here. The ground is torn up and the broken weapons and debris have not yet been buried by the wind and dirt. Tracks of creations and survivals cross each other running in all directions. You aren't sure who was fighting or who won. What is a Hermit Crossroads, though? It doesn't look like we're going to get much information here. Neutral Drakes. The stone pillar has been worn smooth by wind and rain. If it has any markings or writing, you can't find any sign of it. There is a massive gate to the south blocking a narrow pass in the mountains. It is built from huge blocks of granite fitted closely together. Whatever it was built for, it is clearly made to keep something very strong out or in. There are old posts, rusty chains, and empty cages all around you. This facility has been long abandoned. A lot of creations have been stored here, at least temporarily. None recently, though. There is a small stone door in the wall. It is closed and you can't see any way to open it. You meet a Taker warrior. He stumbles through the woods, exhausted, and his sword hangs limply in his hand. He has a variety of cuts and bruises, clumsily bandaged. He is so tired that he doesn't even notice you are a Shaper. He looks up at you, but his eyes don't really take you in. He says, I am Darknard. Lost control. Went rogue. Broke free somehow. It turned on us. It went mad. He begins to walk west, heading back home. You should go, too. Out of control. Where are you from? Darknard is quiet, trying to gather his thoughts. From Zos Oos, watching the rows, creating defenses from Awaken. Serve the Takers. Had an idea. Was not a good one. You seem unwell. Can I help? It is also cloudy. I'm not even sure if you are real. I must get to safety. What happened? The creation offered to help, to guide. When it had us alone, it changed. Couldn't control. The eyes. The eyes. How did you break free? The eyes can't look everywhere all the time. Eventually, they were distracted. I remembered home. Whispered to the other. Two of us ran. We went separate ways. What did you lose control of? Darknard shakes his head. We were supposed to help us. What's supposed to help us? Rogue. You try to get more useful information out of him, but his brain is too far gone. Tell me about this area. I know about west to Zos Oos. Safe there. Alright, go ahead and go. Stay away. Flee while you can. It is rogue. It eats the mind. It destroys you. Must get help. He walks off. Raiders have ransacked this building. Practically everything of value has been carried off. The beds were shredded by something with claws. Let's try to go this way real quick. Alright, actually I'm going to make sure the game is saved right here, and I'll see you on the next part.